I'm delighted because this needed to end, and I feel very strongly that you know, it's been 14 years now, and a line needs to be drawn under it. Julian has done enough, and so it's not ideal journalistically. Um, it hasn't resolved certain things. The Americans, I think, are wrong to label him as a spy, which is effectively what they've done. So I was really pleased to see this happen. I think it's good for his family, and it's not an outright victory for him, and it's not an outright victory for journalists. I agree. Um, the United States authorities, stubbornly wanted to pursue something, and I think it's unfortunate. I think I consider him, and many others do, a political prisoner, and I think it looks very poor for America and Britain to be behaving like this with him, because certainly in much of the world he was seen as a political prisoner, and it made us look sort of hypocritical. And so I think it's good that it's been resolved. I'm not happy with the outcome entirely, but I think the most important thing is that Julian and his family are able to get on with their lives. 14 years is long enough. I did. I visited him before lockdown in Belmarsh, and it's a pretty unpleasant prison, and it's a prison for violent people. There are different armbands there. You've got a red armband if you're a violent prisoner, and a yellow armband if you're not. When I visited him, saw many more red armbands. And Julian is certainly not a violent person at all. He's rather a gentle person, despite his size. And so it was, I think, very distressing for him to be there. And I think it was rather cruel that he was there on remand for 5 years as as an Australian citizen, being challenged by the Americans for journalism, for publishing. He was fine. Yeah, no, I enjoyed his company. He's not a difficult person. I mean, he gives you an awful lot of attention. He's always interested in other people's views. So he's a very good conversationalist. He's quite widely knowledgeable, so you can have all sorts of conversations with him. So he's somebody who, yeah, I think makes a good house guest. The problem, well, it wasn't really a problem, but I don't think we quite understood that he would need an awful lot of television companies viewing him, visiting him, and so that we were inundated with the press. And so it wasn't peaceful. And of course, he had lots and lots and lots of legal visitors, journalist visitors, volunteers. So it became a very busy house.